guys, Rocky Teagazers here. How you guys doing? Okay, a little extra than, usual. But, I got my little, it's not a robe. It's not a robe. You can definitely see it's not a robe. It's just very comfortable like a robe. Anywho, today we're going to be doing a how-to for dry skin. So I'm just going to basically show you guys all of the products that I use to treat this skin, because it's like a desert when I don't put anything on it. It's like I have to keep it moisturized at all times. So if you have dry skin, you will totally understand why I have to use some of these products. But the reason why I really wanted to do this video too is that on YouTube most of the time I see a lot of people who do these skin routines for very like oily to combination skin. Not saying anything's wrong with that, it's just, for someone like me who has dry, like extremely dry skin that craves like moisture, and it can be sensitive like every now and again, but it's really more dry than anything else. But I just don't see a lot of YouTube videos that have the products that I need. I can't use products with alcohol or just products with very harsh like chemicals or any kind of thing in it. It's just I have to be really careful what I put on my skin, honestly. And it's like, for me, it's like I can really only use products that, and this is gonna sound funny, but like if you can use it on a baby, you can definitely use it on dry skin, because that's really how sensitive this is. It's just like you cannot just put anything on your skin, so for me, like I have really like small pores. I barely ever get pimples, and when I do, it's very noticeable. So like when people, they'll be like,
yeah, you got a pimple right motherfucking there.
I'm like, thank you, can you not touch me? Like, I was like, but yeah, so like that can be really irritating because it's very noticeable. If I have like one blemish on my face, someone usually says something. They'll be like, oh hey, did you know you have like I'm like, no, I didn't see it, no. But anyway, I'm kind of gonna just start from like what I use from like in the morning to basically like nighttime, and then just what I use like on occasion or at least once a week. So first things first is Cetaphil. This stuff is really great. Like honestly, it's a great cleanser, and it is a little pricey, I'm not gonna lie. I think I spent maybe at least like $10 on this just giant one. And I like that it has a little pump because it's convenient. Like you can just put it right on your hand, rub it right on your face. And that's like the conveniency of it, because usually when I'm washing my face, it's like a very quick process. And honestly, I recommend like, good like warm to cold water when you're using this, you know what I mean? It doesn't soak up. That's one thing I want to definitely say, is that it doesn't like foam. Like when you're rubbing it on, it looks like a very clear residue on your hands and you're just rubbing it in. And honestly, what I like about it is the fact that, it's gonna sound funny, but you can actually like, it says on like the back, like, okay, you can use it on young infants. I was just like, okay, so this is like, has barely to no chemicals in it, because kids skin, like children's skin is very sensitive. So I thought to myself, sorry, it's like kind of cold in my apartment, but yeah, I thought to myself, like, you know what, I can use this. If you can use it on a child, you can use it on your skin. That's how I saw it. I was like, okay, this is awesome. But I use some other products that are like Cetaphil related. Like I can show you guys, like, so after I use my cleanser, I kind of follow up with the other Cetaphil, which is a SPF. If you have, like I said, you have dry skin, you need to use SPF products on your face. This one is really great. I mean, it's for all skin types, but particularly I really feel like it really is for dry skin, because honestly, this, my skin stays moisturized all day. Even sometimes I will mix it with my concealers, or like, not really concealer, I take that back, I'm sorry, not concealer, foundation. I usually will mix it with that because it kind of like, it's like getting your primer as well as your like foundation on at the same time. And I like that because I'm just like, okay, it's like getting in there as well as I'm getting in my moisturizer as well too. So I really recommend getting this. It's, like I said, really great, especially for the summer when you know the heat is like killing people. But honestly, and I will go back to this real quick, but like after you're finished washing your face, you definitely want to like get like a gentle cotton towel and like just kind of like pat dry your face. Not too much, like really let the water soak into your pores, because that's the thing about dry skin, is that you want your skin to soak up any kind of moisture that it can get, because like I said, once you wipe your face, it gets dry immediately. At least for me, it gets dry really fast and it's very uncomfortable. It literally feels like cracks, like your skin is cracking. It's very uncomfortable. So that's kind of what I use. And then I follow up, even like actually before I use my moisturizer, I follow up with this. This is actually from Lush. It was made by this guy named Shidon. I feel like I'm, yeah, his name is Shidon. He's some black dude on the back. I was like, beautiful name, Shidon. I'm like, yeah, or I could be saying it so wrong right now. But yeah, Shidon made my breath of fresh air. But it's a toner. And you just kind of like spritz it on your face and it's just, you feel amazing. And like, honestly, like these are two different toners. This actually has water in it now because I've used all the rose water, but this is also a really great toner as well too. Is just using either rose water or, you know, this is a great toner. They're both great because with this toner there's like aloe vera, soothing rose, so kind of like this, clarifying herbs for smooth balanced skin. So only things that are really in this is like aloe and rose water. So it's like you really can go either way. Like this one, like I said, got it from Lush. I want to say it was maybe like, it had to have been like $6-7, and it's honestly, it's really great. I love it on my skin. You can feel it like just absorbing into your skin when you spray it on. So really, toners are great. You know, use your toner, like I said, before you put in your moisturizer. Let the toner soak in, let it dry, and then put on your like moisturizer after. And you can also, you know, use your toner at night, you know, as kind of like a night serum or like a night routine. It's really totally up to you. You can do the same thing with the rose water. And the rose water is great on your face as well as your hair. And honestly, if you have natural hair, which I'm not going to speak too much on hair, I might do that in a different video, but if you do have natural hair, which means like you don't put any chemicals in it whatsoever, this is really great because it's kind of like, you know, okay, it's like any kind of water, rose water. It's just a good way to like kind of moisturize your hair and bring some life back to it. So if you naturalistas out there, other black natural ladies out there, you get what I'm saying. And even like other people who don't have like very curly hair like mine, I think just adding just like a little bit of water to your hair definitely just goes a long way, just to kind of freshen it up. So, you know, like anything. And then so basically, this is gonna seem really funny, but what also adds to really dry skin is really chapped lips. Now I don't walk around with this giant thing of Vaseline. I feel like this is one of those things that I feel like every person should just have. I do recommend for ladies, like get the small ones, which I'm planning on buying myself one of the small ones I can just have with me when I'm out with people, or, you know, just some kind of really nice moisturizing lip gloss goes a long way, or lip balm really. But with this, with the Vaseline, and like I said, you know, it's one of those things that I feel like just every person should just sort of have. You know, it really helps to like moisturize my lips that unfortunately, because of the dry skin, they get very chapped really quickly. Also too, I am black, and us black folk have big lips. Like, let's just be honest, we have very like full lips. Now there's some black women out there and black men who don't have big lips, so I can't speak for every black person, but I will just say that the majority of black people do have very full lips. I will also say too, I have seen some white people with full lips too. So honestly, I could say this honestly applies to every person, but full or not, put this shit on your lips, because I cannot stand it when I see people with chapped lips and they're just like, so yeah, like, and I'm like, your lip's literally falling off right now. It's like peeling and falling off. It's gross. I was like, fix that shit with Vaseline. And no, this is not sponsored. So, but yeah, so Vaseline goes a long way. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend walking around and being like, you know, don't do that. Don't be that person. Just get a small one or get a nice lip balm that you know is convenient and keep your lips moisturized, because I cannot stress that shit enough. And really, before I hit into the other products, I do want to say, please, just for anybody out there, drink plenty of water. That can be coconut water, regular water, whatever. Just drink water. Just drink regular, like good, like either room temperature to like cold water. Even warm water is actually really good for you too. But just drinking water in general really helps your skin. Like it goes a long way. You think that like, oh, I don't really like the taste of water. Well, you better get fucking used to it, because you know, here's my thing, like, there's some people out there who don't really like the taste of water. I mean, I get it, but you know, you can try out, I don't know, different pH of water. Like when I go to Elwood's, like I do get the high pH water, but they have different, you know, ones that you can pick from, and you can kind of just for yourself kind of like taste and be like, okay, you know what, kind of prefer this one over the other. I don't really care, for real. It's just kind of like, it's water to me. I drink the tap water out of the sink sometimes, just because Richmond tap is actually good. I think it's good. I don't really have an issue with sink water. But also too, like every now and again, like I said, I like to go and get, you know, the high pH water and just fill it up in like a big jug, because it's just kind of nice if you're like making tea, or you just kind of, you know, don't really want to drink sink water. Like it's not something like you got to do all the time, but I do recommend just drinking plenty of water. Keeping your body like flushed out and being regular is a good thing, because then it keeps your skin looking good. Because I've noticed when I, you know, go a little crazy either with soda, or you know, maybe I'm just, you know, say if I maybe drink a little too much glass of wine for some weeks or something like that, which like I said, it's rare if I ever do. Rare if I ever do. Anyway, all right, so I'm start hitting into products that I basically only use once a week. And so this one I got from, what is it? Mindful Complexions. Yes, you can find them on Instagram. I will actually put a link in the description, or just kind of like put their Instagram name so that you guys can find them. It's a black-owned company. They're really, like, they got my stuff to me really quickly, and it smells so good. It's almost like a coffee sugar scrub, and it says like Black Girl Magic on it. It's like, and honestly, for the price that I got it for, which I want to say, I think I said maybe like $8 on this, if not more or less. I can't remember exactly, but just for this amount is a good bit. Like this should last me for a while, because it's like you don't need to use a lot. Less is more. That's how I see it. But you can use it all over your body. You can use it just the majority of your face. But what I like about it is that on their website, you can put down like, oh, hey, I have oily skin. So you can just go on their website and they can direct you to the products that are good for your skin type. So for me, having very dry skin, that's what they recommended. And I was like, and it has oils in it. So when you put it on your face isn't dry afterwards. It's actually kind of oily, which is a good thing for your skin. So your skin's absorbing some of that oil as well as just getting that product in your skin. And it's really great, guys. Like I definitely recommend looking at their products on their website. They do have other things aside from like sugar scrubs. Like I think they have shampoo, like conditioners, hair products, I don't know if they have makeup. I think it's mostly just skincare. But yeah, their products are great. Definitely check them out. Like I said, I will put their info in the description after this video. Next thing that I'm gonna throw into is just moisturizers for your like actual like all over body. And I'm also going to hit into the foundations that I use on my skin. So I think I'll do that first as the foundations, and then I'll hit into like the lotions and stuff that I use last. So I'm showing this one first because I use it the most, and it's also like the other one's a little more expensive, so I don't use it as much. Like I only, you know, use that one for like, I use the more expensive one for like more like fancier occasions, or just if I'm going out clubbing, or if I'm doing something that's like a date or something like that. So big one is Bare Minerals. I love their foundations only because this one particularly is a tinted hydrating gel cream, and it has SPF 30. So that's great for someone like me who has extremely dry skin. Like I went to Ulta and I said, I have very dry skin, like what do you guys have? And they showed me this. So I'm like Terra is 8.5. That's like basically the skin color that they match me up with. And what they'll do is they'll just kind of like put on your hand. They'll also apply it to your face if you want them to. And because here's my thing, I'm gonna be really honest with you, and I notice this with black people particularly, is you can't just put a product on our hand. We act like we have different shades on our body. So me being light skinned, like, okay, yeah, my face is very light, but my hands are like slightly darker, and like honestly from like, you know, waist down it gets darker too. You know what I mean? So it's like our skin's not gonna just be one pigment, you know what I mean? So if you know for your face, you know what I mean, is gonna be a little lighter. So my face is light, so you have to put, you know, if you're gonna try something like this out, I would honestly recommend either yourself doing it, just kind of like do a little pat around if you don't want to do it all over, and just kind of see for yourself like, oh, okay, yeah, this definitely matches my skin tone, you know. Because I will say this, when I went to Ulta the first time, like they put this light ass one on my skin. I was like, what the frick? I'm like not this light, like what the hell? Like, because they assume, you know. So that's why I said you really want to like be forceful with your foundation in the sense of, this is not my skin tone, white or black, regardless. Sometimes they mess up, you know. You could be like a tannish white and they give you some pale ass cream and you're just like, no, I'm like, this is not my color. Or you could be really pale and they give you this like too dark of a shade and you're like, no, I look weird, like, you know what I mean? So you have to really push back and be like, excuse me, this is not my skin tone, can I try this one instead? You know, you're the consumer, so you are the one who has to like push out like, I need this. So this is really great because this just feels like a nice just like moisturizer, and I don't, you know, feel it on my face, like it just feels like it's naturally just been there. So that's what I love about that one. Now this one, spend a good penny on, is the Fenty Beauty. This is Rihanna's line, and it's really great. You know, there's some people who kind of say like, oh, I broke out when I used it. Well, then you must have got some crap, because it works for me, at least. But I mean, it won't work for everybody, and I'm just gonna be honest. The only thing about it that I kind of don't like is it oxidizes, so it dries like really. You gotta apply that shit like fast, basically. Once you put it on your skin, you gotta start applying it quickly, because it will look like it almost like streaks a little bit. So I definitely recommend taking your like, you know, like really, if you're gonna put it on, like put on your hand real quick and just be like, okay, let's go ahead. Or you can just kind of like put it on your skin. However you want to apply this stuff, you need to kind of like put it on quickly before it dries. But honestly, it looks like kind of like someone just went through and kind of did like a spray on makeup, which I like that because it really like evens out and it just looks really good. So like, even now, like I have some on and it, like you really can tell like it's definitely matches my skin tone, and I love that. So yeah, mine is actually 340. So that's my color. Yeah, so eventually I'll be probably buying more, because not that I go through this, but you know, it's, you know, I'm a female. I'm more than likely gonna go through this pretty quickly. So, yeah, so that's my foundations that I use. Yeah, so like next thing is that I use, and this is kind of all over body, this is cocoa butter. It's really great for your skin. I definitely recommend it. Body butters are great because it's like very thick, and that's kind of what you want to use on your skin because it gives your skin some time to kind of like, you know, pull in that moisture. But if you're really not a fan of like body butters, you can definitely look at other like products like St. Ives, just, you know, products that really center on like dry skin. Like, and it'll even say it on the bottle that this is meant for like dry to this kind of skin, and that's what you really want to look for in your lotions and like just body lotion in general. So definitely recommend that as well. But yeah, that's about it, guys. So that's pretty much all of the products that I use on my face and my body on a day-to-day basis. So it really isn't that much, honestly. Because I have dry skin, I don't really have to use a lot of products, which is really nice. Not saying that I'm like, you know, rubbing it in people's faces, but it's nice that I don't have to spend like a pretty penny on like, you know, so many products. But I will say this, I still do spend a pretty penny because my skin is so dry. I don't have like a shit ton of products, so like at least I'm not, you know, broke from it. But I will still say that I will spend money on good products. So like, you know, I'm not gonna spend money on a cheap product that's gonna make me break out or ruin my skin. So that's just what I want to clarify in that whole message. As well as it comes to my foundations, like I will not put cheap foundation on my skin. Fuck no to that. You will break out. I promise you. Don't do that shit. Unless you have like oily skin or your skin's not sensitive at all, then yeah, you can do that shit. Do you? I don't, you know, that's up to you, dude. But for me, hell no. I don't do that. I've done it before. I break out every single time. So yeah. But that's my 2 cents. I hope you guys love this video. Please let me know down in the comments if you'd like to see like a hair video on like stuff like what I do to my hair. Like right now it's wrapped up in a scarf. I call it the unicorn. But yeah, if you want to see like some of the products that I use in my hair, please comment down below and I will definitely do it if you guys want me to. But yeah, I will see you guys later. Rocky Teagaze out.